Okay, so next I'm going to show how to calculate interquartile range, which is not included in the descriptive statistics that we just calculated up here. So IQR is the spread of the middle 50% of our data set, so it's another measure of dispersion. So because this isn't included in our descriptive statistics, we're going to have to use a function called quartile to calculate each quartile. And so we're essentially breaking our data set into 4 equal parts. So let's say I want the IQR for BMI. First, we're going to make labels for each quartile, so for Q2, Q3, and Q4. And so our Q2 is just going to be our median, so that's going to be 31.505. So then we can just copy that and paste that right down here. And our Q4 is going to be our maximum value, and we already have that up here, so then we can just put that right here. So IQR is specifically calculated by subtracting Q3 from Q1. So we're going to have to use our quartile function to calculate those. And so in order to calculate those, you're going to use this little function bar up here. So just select the cell you want and then select your function bar, then hit equal sign to start a function, and the function is called quartile. So we'll type in quartile and then a parenthesis. And inside this parenthesis, we're going to specify 2 things. First is going to be our array, so that's the range of data we want to use. So we are particularly looking at BMI, so we're going to select all of the data for BMI. Then you're going to add a comma and you're going to specify what quartile you want. So we want the first quartile or the 25th percentile, so we want to put in 1. Then you're going to close your parenthesis and hit enter. You can see right here it calculated our first quartile for our data set. So then you can do the same thing with Q3. So type in quartile, select all of your data, and then add a comma. Then instead of 1, we're going to do 3. And so that gave us our 75th percentile or our 3rd quartile data point. So then we can calculate the IQR. And so in order to calculate that, we're just going to hit equals, select our Q3 value, hit the minus key, and then select our Q1 value. So now we have the IQR for BMI, which is 10, and so that is the range of the middle 50% of our data set.